live on my YouTube channel. What I'm doing is I'm making this my final World Cup 2026 YouTube channel as we now move into the knockout stage. I've had a lot of backlogs to get through, and unfortunately I don't think I'm going to catch up, so this is the only way to combine it all together in the same lot. So what I'll do is, I'll tell you what I'll do now is I usually do the World Cup final score. That's followed by a look at sports reports. Then there's the group tables, and then I'll give you the second round matches, and of course the draw for the third round. Okay, and there's also a quiz question that I did yesterday that I'll also give you at the end. So anyway, here goes. I'm going to do my best because there's about 6 reports, maybe more, to get through. So we start off with the World Cup final score. Now bear in mind they're 2 from one each from the other day, right? So you've got 1 from Saturday, 1 from Friday. It's because I didn't have time to do it. So here we go. I will try my best. Right, starting with Group G, the World Cup final score. Egypt 1, Iran 1. New Zealand 1, Belgium 5. Cape Verde 0, Saudi Arabia 0. That's Group H. And finally, Uruguay 0, Spain 1. Right, moving on to Group I, we've got Norway 1, France 4, Senegal 5, Iraq 0. Right, moving on to Group J, Jordan 1, Argentina 3, Algeria 3, Austria 3. And we got to Group K now. Portugal 0, Colombia 0. DR Congo 3, Uzbekistan 1. And finally, Group L. England 2, Panama 0. Ghana 1, Croatia 2. Right, that is all the final scores completed from the groups. Now we move on to sports reports, what I usually do on the videos, but I'm doing it live today because I haven't got enough time on my videos to do it all, so I'll do it here. Right, moving on to the first report, here we go. We start off with the final matches in the group, starting with Group G. And here we go. And the match between Egypt and Iran. The statistics were simple. Egypt needed a point and Iran needed a win. And it was Egypt that made the breakthrough very quickly within 5 minutes, when Egypt put pressure on the Iranian defence, and eventually it paid off. The Iranian goalkeeper could only punch the ball away when the shot came in, and there was Mahmoud Saber to bury the ball in the corner in the 5th minute and to put Egypt 1-0 up. Then a few minutes later, Iran were awarded a penalty, and Terabi saw his shot saved by the goalkeeper, but Iran eventually equalised through Rezarine to make it 1-1 in the 14th minute. But the drama came in injury time when Kali Zada had the ball in the net for Iran, but the goal was ruled offside. So the full-time score is Iran 1, Egypt 1, and it's Egypt who qualify for knockout stage, and Iran will have to wait on other results. Right, moving on to New Zealand and Belgium. Right, in the other match in Group G, Belgium needed 3 points and a handful of goals to give themselves a chance through the third place-off. New Zealand themselves and are also in the same boat, and both teams knew how important a result would be for their continuation in the World Cup 2026. But it was Belgium's dominance and class that shone through in the end, as Belgium broke through the New Zealand defence with 2 goals coming from Leonardo Trossard in the 28th and 50th minute. Then Kevin De Bruyne fired from 20 yards to make it 3-0. New Zealand pulled one back through Elijah Just in the 84th minute before Romelu Lukaku headed in from a cross 4 minutes from time. And then Alex Salamika makes it 5 in injury time. And what looked an impossible task for Belgium to achieve has now been turned on its head, where Belgium now win the Group G because Egypt slips up and Belgium go through to the knockout stage and New Zealand bow out of World Cup 2026. Right, moving on to the next group match in Group H. Between Saudi Arabia and Cape Verde, and it was Cape Verde who was likely to score in this goalless draw with the attack of Willy Semedo and Kevin Pina that went close as Saudi Arabia was on the back foot, and so the match ended 0-0 and Cape Verde finishing second in the group, and a fantastic achievement will now take on Argentina in the last 32. Right, moving on to Spain and Uruguay. A big game for both clubs as Spain virtually assured of the knockout stage while Uruguay were hoping for a change in fortunes to avoid going home for a second consecutive World Cup. Unfortunately for Uruguay, Spain didn't read the script, and it was Spain that took the lead just before half-time through Alex Benoit with a low shot. Completely caught the goalkeeper off guard, and even though he got two hands to it, to no prevail. And it got a lot worse for Uruguay late on in the second half when midfielder Augustin Canobio fouled Spain's Paul Cabasi and was sent off, and Spain won the match 1-0. Spain win the group and will face Austria or Algeria in round 32. Uruguay finished bottom of the league and of the group, should I say, and now are eliminated. Right, moving on to France and Norway. Let's have a look at this group, and between informed Norway and obviously France, who are running away with the group. With both teams already qualified, the manager of Norway decided to make 10 changes and leaving out Norway's star player Erling Haaland, and then but fielded a stronger team in the French team, and it showed Osman Dembele netting a hat-trick, and Desiree Doué got the fourth for France. Norway pulled one back through fellow Asgard, but it is France who win the group, with Norway finishing second. Right, moving on to Senegal, Iraq. Here we go. And so to the final report of that day, and it's the other match in Group I between Senegal and Iraq. Senegal were hoping to score as many goals as possible and get their first 3 points and a chance to qualify through the third place-off stage. And it was Senegal who played the game of their lives, running out 5-1 winners with goals from... now you're going to have to excuse my pronunciation here. I'll try my best. Abdoulaye Seck's perfect timed header to put Senegal 1-0 up, but Habib Diarra will claim it as it was deflected off him. Then Iraq go down to 10 men when Rebin Salako was sent off, leaving Iraq with a mountain to climb. The Ismailia Sarr made it 2-0, then Papa Guy came off the bench to score twice in the 5th and 71st minute to make it 4-0, and Ilman Nadai added a 5th to make the final score Senegal 5, Iraq 0. Now Senegal will have to wait on other matches to know if they will be in the knockout stage. Right, moving on. I think that's it from that stage, yes. Now we move on to this one. This is more important. I'll be looking at the groups in a second, alright? Don't worry. So we start off... No, in fact, we'll go to the groups right now. I've got them written down here somewhere. So let's have a look at... No, we won't. We're going to the next report straight away. I do apologise. We're going to the next report. And it's Jordan and Argentina. Right, so let's take a look at the final group matches in the World Cup of 2026, starting with Group J with the match between Jordan and Argentina. Argentina already qualified for the knockout stage. Even Messi was left on the bench, and it seems Jordan were just there to make the numbers up. And it didn't take long for Argentina to find the net when Argentina were awarded a free kick taken by Giovanni La Celsa with a low free kick into the net in the 20th minute. The second came from an Argentinian penalty taken by Lautaro Martinez in the 31st minute. Jordan did get one back through Musa Al-Tamari in the 55th minute, but it was the appearance of Messi who came off the bench to score in the 80th minute to make it 3-1 to Argentina and claim his sixth goal of this year's World Cup. And Argentina will face Cape Verde in the last 32. Right, moving on to the next one is Algeria and Austria. Meanwhile, in the other match in Group J, both Algeria and Austria hoping to join Argentina in the knockout stage. The group match itself packed with goals, and it was Arnautovic who struck for Austria first in the 28th minute. Then Fares Chabi hit the post, and Rafik Belgali pounced on the rebound to make it 1-1. Then as early as the second half, Austria's Lema cut back to Sabitzer to make it 2-1 to Austria, and the game was turned on its head when Algiers, I can't pronounce this one, it's one of those funny names, Algerias, that's it, Algerias, Rayed, it's a long name, Mahrez scored twice in the 60th minute, and what seemed to be the winner in the 93rd minute until Sasha Kaladic came off the bench into injury time and grabbed a dramatic equaliser at 3-3. And this means that both Egypt and Austria have qualified for the knockout stage, and Algeria have pushed Iran out of third place in the group, and means Algeria go forward into the third place qualification, and Iran have been eliminated. What a shame. Right, so moving on to Portugal and Colombia. Here we go. Right, now the big game in Group K between Portugal and Colombia, but sadly the game did not live up to expectations, as both teams had already qualified, and probably accounted for a lack of urgency between the two teams, as Ronaldo, for a change, made no impression on the game. Davinson Sanchez went close towards the end for Colombia, and that's how it stayed to the full-time whistle. Portugal 0, Colombia 0. Right, Colombia win the group and will now face Ghana on Saturday at Kansas City Stadium. And Portugal will face Croatia next Friday. Right, moving on to... I think that's... No, we've still got some more here. I did a lot of... yes, we have. Got England yet to come yet. Right, here we go. And now to the other match in Group K. Democratic Republic of Congo, knowing a win could see them qualify as the third place team. But it was Uzbekistan who took the ball by the horns, and it was Eldashar Mora Dove who took the advantage and from the mistake in the Congo goal area and poked it past the goalkeeper to give Uzbekistan a 1-0 lead. But Congo didn't start to play until the second half, when Newcastle's Johan Weiser was awarded a penalty, and he put it away with ease to make it 1-1. And then Fiston Meili, that's right, you heard me correctly, Fiston Meili put Congo 2-1 in front, and then Wizza got his second and Congo's third to win the match 3-1. Congo will now enter the last 32 as the best third place team, and will now face England at Atlanta City on Wednesday. Have you got that? Right, now for the moment you've been waiting for, the England-Panama report. Right, and so we come to the main event from Group L, as every English fan in the country demands their game goes up a level after the disastrous draw with Ghana, and 3 points will guarantee England win the group. And knowing Panama is a hurdle to do this, another disaster for England, as Panama dug their heels in and became more resilient as the first half belonged to Panama, which it did. to be honest, and their tactics of keeping England out. And it wasn't until the 62nd minute when England's only inspirational player, Jude Bellingham, pounced onto the ball from a corner to put it into the net to put England 1-0 up. And until the moment that was the moment when England came to life from another corner. This time Bellingham whipped it in and Kane was there to put it in the net to make it 2-0 to England, and a sigh of relief at the end when the whistle blew for full time. And England will win the group and will play Congo in the last 32. But England can thank their lucky stars that they have a player in Jude Bellingham who was quite rightfully man of the match. Right, we've got one more match to look at, and it's Ghana against Croatia. These are the matches that I've got a backlog on, so this is, thankfully, I've reached my final one, thank God. I think I've done about 10 reports there. 10! Right, here we go. And so to the very last sports report of the group stage, as we look at the other match in Group L, Croatia and Ghana. Both look well placed to join England in the knockout stage, and it was Peter Susic opened the scoring in the 31st minute to give Croatia the lead at half-time. But Ghana have shown why they are a resilient team, and their persistence paid off when a shot delivery into the Croatian box was headed in by Derek Lucassen to make it one each in the 73rd minute. But a late header from Nikolai Velastic won the match 2-1 and replaced Ghana for the second place in the group. And bad news for Scotland, because that win eliminates Scotland from the World Cup. What a shame. So anyway, let's have a look at the group tables, as I promised. Group J, we'll start with Group J. Argentina won the group with Austria finishing second. Those two go automatically into the knockout. Algeria will have to go through the third place qualification stage, and also, but I can tell you now, they did qualify. Jordan are eliminated. Right, moving on to Group K, we've got Colombia top of the group as winners. Portugal finished second on 5 points, and DR Congo, as we know, will be playing England. They qualified as well for the best place third team. They had 4 points. And sadly, Uzbekistan have to go home. They were eliminated. And finally, Group L. England, as far as I know, have never been top of the group in the World Cup for quite a few World Cups, as far as I know. And this is the first time we have topped the group. I would have loved to have seen them get the maximum points. I would have loved to see that, 9 points. But anyway, England win the group. Second, Croatia with 6 points. Third, Ghana with 4 points. And sadly, Panama eliminated from the World Cup. Right, the moment you've been waiting for, I'm going to give it to you. The second round matches. Then I'm also going to give you the third round draw as well, so you'll know who's playing who in the last 16. So here we go then. The second round matches. Germany will play Paraguay. France will play Sweden. South Africa and Canada have already played, and it was Canada who reached the last 16. Right, moving on to Holland and Morocco, then Portugal, Croatia. Spain will take on Austria. USA versus Bosnia. Belgium, Senegal. Brazil, Japan. Ivory Coast, Norway. Mexico, Ecuador. England, DR Congo. Argentina, Cape Verde. Australia versus Egypt. Switzerland, Algeria, and Colombia, Ghana. Right, okay, so now you know who are the last 32, and I'll tell you what the draw will be for the last 16. The winner of Germany and Paraguay will play the winner of France and Sweden. The winner of South Korea and Canada will face, well, the winner of Holland and Morocco will play Canada in the last 16. Portugal and Croatia will play Spain or Austria in the last 16. USA or Bosnia will play Belgium or Senegal in the last 16. Brazil or Japan will play either Ivory Coast or Norway in the last 16. Mexico will play Ecuador in the last 32, but they will face either England or DR Congo in the last 16. Then finally, the last 8, we have Argentina against Cape Verde. They will face either Australia or Egypt in the last 16. And finally, Switzerland will face Algeria, will face Colombia or Ghana in the last 16. So at least you know how it works out. I could give you the quarter-final draw, but I don't see any point. I think you've already worked that one out. Right, now for yesterday's quiz question, I asked what was the longest period England failed to qualify for the World Cup? And I've got 3 possible answers here. Was it A, 4 years? Was it B, 8 years? Or was it C, 12 years? And the answer was C, 12 years. The reason being was between 1970, when we were the defending champions, we got knocked out by West Germany 4-2 in the quarter-finals. We never got to the World Cup finals ever again. So it took 12 years and Ron Greenwood to do it. That's when we had Kevin Keegan, Trevor Brooking and all those sort of players. And Brian Robson, don't forget, he scored the quickest goal in the World Cup in 1982. So anyway, the rest is history. We got out of that group, we went into the second group, we failed to win, and we went home with a bad performance against Germany and the other teams in that group as well. So we were out. So we had to wait another 4 years, but thankfully we didn't have to wait another 12 years. We're back again with Gary Lineker in 86 and again 1990. So anyway, the only time we didn't fail to do it again was with Grant Taylor. Grant Taylor in 1993, when we remember that magical moment where we lost to where we were losing to San Marino 1-0, but we eventually won 8-1 or 9-1. Remember that moment? Fantastic. But anyway, we didn't qualify for the 94 World Cup, but we have been in every World Cup since, so that's something. But going back to my point, yes, it's 12 years since England's long length away from the World Cup, from 1970 to 1982. Right, that is it. Right, I thought I'd mention it. That is why I'm doing live stream, because I haven't got enough video space to do it. So I've decided to do the live stream with the last ever World Cup 2026 YouTube channel. It's the only place I can do it. So I hope you enjoyed it. It's not great. I could have liked to have done something more, but I wanted to put it all together quickly because I'm doing Wimbledon as well. So I cannot do 2 things at once. And the World Cup is now into the finale stage of the knockout stage. But I will be posting that on my YouTube community board. So stay tuned for that, as well as Wimbledon as well. But it's been fantastic, anybody watching me today. I do appreciate your time. Keep an eye out on the community board for more posts. There'll be a video this Sunday in Lee's Hobby Corner where I'll be looking at my occult section. I usually do all sorts of things. I did one on martial arts, and then I did one on boxing, and also I did my crystal collection, my dialect collection. I think you've got the picture. So I do that every Sunday. So look out for that, and I'll see you soon. Until then, thank you for watching. Look after yourselves. If you like the video, hit the like button, or if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It does help. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I appreciate your time. Bye for now.